I want to see Genius play really good.
Okay. I'm sure if someone just gives him a call, says, hey man, Pili from Australia on the ESL Pro League broadcast just said he wants to see you play well. I think that might help him out.
He goes, huh?
He goes, who's that?
Who the hell?
Pili? Isn't that a rude word in Finnish?
Everyone always asks who is caster, not how is caster.
Pepe hands. Well, Lucid Dream have managed to make their way onto the A-bomb site pretty well, and even further. They've gone into CT spawn. Bentek goes down early. Execurate going to try and work his magic. But it's actually Summer that starts off the account for TYLOO. Here, all these USP shots ringing out. We're into a 2v2 now. Bomb plant did go down pretty early on in the piece, so time is actually of the essence for TYLOO as they work their way into the bomb site. CBBK just going to sit on top of the bomb with his knife out. That doesn't really need to happen though, because, well, no one's even defusing. TYLOO finished off.
First round, they got the T-pistol.
Yes.
That's a big, big check.
Right, hang on. What happened yesterday? MVP, T-pistol. They're up 13-2 first half. They get the T-pistol. They're up 14-2.
Yeah.
Map's over, right?
Force buy.
Map's over. No chance.
Force buy comes out. MVP
oh, hang on.
Loses against the force buy.
Goes all the way to overtime.
Oh.
Let's not get ahead of ourselves. There's a force buy here for TYLOO as well.
It's
again.
True. Let's hope they Lucid Dream don't drop the ball like you dropped your water bottle just then.
I didn't drop my water bottle.
The top of your water bottle.
1-1. Not too bad for TYLOO. Quite a few players on this A bomb site to deal with. They have been quite aptly dealt with. Ben10 through the smoke. He can't get anything either. Trying to be a bit cheeky. This is good from Lucid. Looks like they're averting disaster like what we saw for MVP. Somebody, though, calibrates the head. Wannaplay goes low, but now it's on to Execurate. He doesn't have a defuse kit. The smoke's not on the bomb for him. QQ covers it off.
Okay. They repel the force buy. Now TYLOO's going to have to take a save. That's 3 rounds. That's a lot.
Is it?
It's better than MVP.
Yep.
Got.
You're not wrong. Is it enough? I don't think so.
I think it could be. They're going to have to go into Summer here. He's got the CC and armor.
Oh,
but PTC. Look how fast this man is.
He does have a Mach 10, so it's fairly conducive to the quick play. He runs into market as well and knocks the head off of attacker. Will be planted. I mean, not a whole lot to talk about for this round in particular. It's just a clean up from Lucid. Right, you did say before this game started, okay, Lucid needs the pistol. Yep, they've got that. They also need that first gun round. And this is what I think we really need to see from them. This is the meat and potatoes of Mirage.
Look, I'd like to see them keep the Mach 10s and go for like a quick BXE or something like that. Maybe even an AXE would be fine.
And Execute?
And execute.
Oh, okay.
And even if they don't win, as long as they do good damage to TYLOO's economy and kill 3+ of their players, then it's, you know, a good scenario, because then they can pie up into the next and break TYLOO's money.
Well, the Mach attack is going to be here for Lucid. PTC very quick again into B site, but this time he's on his own.
But the rotates, though.
This time he also doesn't get that first kill. So you're right, there was a bit of a shift from TYLOO, but it hasn't been enough to actually mean that this A bomb site is particularly weak at all. Attacker actually up on stairs, and it doesn't even look like Lucid at this point are going to find a frag in the round. So there goes your ideal theory of doing a lot of damage to the CT economy. At least QQ gets 1.
Okay, QQ. Come on, 2 more. Not even asking you to win the round, just get 2 more of these TYLOO guys. Look how aggressive they're playing, but somebody's not interested in that. That's 4 alive for TYLOO. Already looking very, very convincing once they got the orgs up. But Lucid Dream, they got plenty of cash to lean back on. Gonna buy into this one. Even next round with the bomb plant, maybe you're talking about buy territory there.
Yeah.
Would be a little bit on the weaker side.
Well, PTC could get an orb.
They blocked the smoke going into window, which could be very bad. Xcrew could definitely make good use of that.
Looks like he might have the opportunity here as well. Lucid obviously investing a lot of utility, but that's exactly it. Xcrew does get QQ. Somebody will fall in middle, but for Lucid, trade is not necessarily too favorable. They're not going to have an easy time of clearing out Summer either, and well, Attacker gets one even before Summer has to do anything. So round is starting to be cleaned up pretty comfortably here by TYLOO. If PTC hits an incredible shot, there would maybe be something to be said for Lucid Dream. But now in the 3v1, CBBK can try and look to do a bit of economic damage, which sure would be nice. But it's not going to win him the round. 1v3 here now does turn into a 2v1, and Xcrew wisely backing away, waiting for that rotate to come across. Bented will get into main fairly shortly. And Xcrew doesn't even want to take a peek. 2 guns through for TYLOO. Could have been better, could have been 3 or 4, but still, rounds around, and well, I want to say it should be an eco for Lucid, but to be honest, I wouldn't be hugely surprised to actually see them buy into this one.
Yeah. PTC can drop an AK and still be able to buy his own. Everyone could get AK armor. But it's early on, so they're just going to get the hero AK on PTC, and everyone else is going to buy CC armor, pretty much.
This is a bit of a departure from what we saw yesterday, particularly from MVP on the T side. Like, if you saw MVP in this match right now with that money, $100 says they're buying.
$100 says they are not getting rounds with those lackluster buys.
Yes, well, that's a different story.
Dream just taking their time here. Waiting for any kind of pushes to come out from TYLOO. They want to do some damage to this economy, which is quite fragile. Everybody but Xcrew has a little bit of a lack of money. So every kill that Lucid Dream gets, particularly if there's more than 2 kills that they do get, very, very high impact. So you can't get anything done with those Summer clears up both their players for free, coming out Palace. So that's a bit of a sad state of affairs for Lucid Dream. TYLOO looks like they're going to pretty cleanly clean this one.
Well, Genius at least able to get one. It's not going to matter too much. The Orgs are having a fun time right now. Can he do a bit more damage to that CT economy? All it takes is a couple of headshots here onto Xcrew. But, well, there we go. 1. That's enough. Only 2 players go down, but it is 2 players reinvesting for TYLOO. So it staunches a little bit of that flow for Lucid. AKs are going to come out across the board this time.
So TYLOO's economy is still not fantastic, but looking pretty good on some of their players. Over on the side of Lucid Dream, looks like pressure on middle and then a group up towards A probably indicates a pretty quick A split. Somebody's going to use that underpass one way with the flash from Attack. Just cleans up 2 of them before they even start to make progress towards A.
Oh, I don't know about progress towards A. I guess they have gotten towards A, but they haven't gotten into A, Pilly. That has just been a clean wipe from TYLOO. Not much to say about it for Lucid. They just got wrecked.
I mean, Lucid, this is the map you wanted to pick. This was the side that you wanted to face from TYLOO right now.
Well,
that's all I ask. As long as you guys knew. There's one thing, if you didn't know, I can't blame you if you didn't know. Actually, I don't know. Can you blame them for being ignorant?
Nowadays, you can't really blame anyone for not at least having a decent grasp of their opposition's map pool, given how much Counter-Strike is played. It's not like TYLOO comes out of left field. Yeah,
alright. Summer's got a Zeus. What is he going to do from that position, MC? Tell me. Is he going to Zeus someone out Palace? Is he? I don't think so.
Bentet easy does it onto Genius, and oh, well, a bit of a chance there for him to do some stat padding, but that is ripped away by Wannafly, so it's onto the remaining TYLOO players to do the work here. Bomb plant should be denied by the CT side. CBBK just about gets it down, but not quite. 5-3.
Another buyout from Lucid, but they haven't really been making any headway in terms of actually putting rounds on the board since that pistol. Gonna need a couple more. They do have the money and the means to keep trying. Already losing QQ so early on in Palace though. Not a good talking point. That might even incentivize Summer to go for even more of a push in towards A here because they know they just killed a player on the extremity. And if no one's going to put any pressure towards A and you're seeing all this utility in middle and B apartments, as Summer you're probably going to be pretty well aware that there might be an opportunity to go and push further and find some more information. But as long as they have the man advantage, he may not feel like there's any need to do that. CBBK.
Well, you wouldn't be wrong.
Going to throw a smoke into window to allow these players to come out under pass.
In the meanwhile, TYLOO's taking control of A ramp. Somebody does actually push into apartments. We're going to get that counter going again. What an entry from WannaFly. Now the B site is theirs for the taking, but Excurate has rotated across well and dispatches of WannaFly, which is going to hold onto the B bomb site. And it means TYLOO can anchor onto the A site. Summer and Attacker to hold there. Just working those positions. CBBK will make his way out. Timing here on the Summer's going to be great, but Summer just turns around and rips the head off of CBBK. He's going to get Genius here as well. Of course he does. BTC, if only he knew what had just occurred. Oh my God, Summer. Another one for him. That's 3 in the round. He's just won it for TYLOO. I mean, I've got to give a shout out though to Excurate because holding onto the B bomb site like that also a key part of the round. But very nice stuff from Summer indeed. 5 and 3. That's 5 in a row. Well, 6 in a row now for TYLOO.
Half buyout here from Lucid Dream, but any damage that TYLOO really suffers in this round in particular, they're not going to be too concerned with. How strong their money's looking now. Very much feels like that window that Lucid Dream might have had to make this a competitive game is kind of shut. TYLOO players look like they're very much feeling themselves at the moment, and then they have the money to back it up with. And if they have a really one-sided CT side here, they can bring that momentum into their T side, which might be the only avenue that Lucid Dream could have used to make this game very competitive, to make this map very competitive. But if Lucid Dream, a team that usually relies on momentum, and TYLOO, a team that when they have the momentum is just absolutely relentless, that doesn't sound like a good combination of those two things meeting in the next half.
No, definitely not. Not when TYLOO's got 7 rounds in a row as well, and we're seeing a double AWP out for them now too. Money's built up on Attacker, Excurate, Summer, and even somebody and Bented aren't looking too poor themselves. It's just the ease at which TYLOO is finding these opening picks in the round. Very concerning for Lucid. The trade does come back. WannaFly, I will say, has been impressive as he gets another one actually onto Excurate as well. That's twice now that he's actually opened up the B site. Somebody misses a free one onto Genius. But he's got no idea where exactly WannaFly is. This is an absolutely crazy round. No idea what's going on. Could just as easily be TYLOO's round here if a couple of big picks go their way, but may not quite happen. Attacker brings it back to a 3v2. Somebody still has that AWP. We've seen some good stuff from him with that. Bomb's going to go down though. PTC trying to get himself off the site. Will fall to somebody, and this is a 2v1 now. How has this happened? I mean, Lucid Dream, it's gone again. It's gone again.
That's the opportunity they needed to take advantage of, and this is feeling a little bit reminiscent of that game we saw Alpha Red play against MVP on this map.
8-3. I mean,
well, it's like every time we kept saying, hey man, they had their opportunities.
That
was their shot.
You just looked at the positions there of Lucid, you're like, they should win this round. But then TYLOO themselves are in a position where, like, if one player kind of finds a pick, kind of finds an off timing onto one of those Lucid players,
it just opens things up.
It throws the
player
round.
Steps into that
Into
spotlight.
Chaos. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. So here we go again into another one. It's a gun round out for Lucid again, as are probably the majority of the rounds going to be now. The losers bonus stacked up. That's some damage onto Bentet.
The main talking point, though. Lucid Dreams taking their time. Looks like they want to apply pressure towards B and then potentially execute back towards A. They're going to throw the smokes out. The bomb's going to head back towards B as two of them commit, so it's going to be a fake. Look at the rotation pulled from TYLOO. This could definitely work out, but somebody's the player they're going to have to contest over there towards B. He's even going to fall off onto this angle on the site. Things are going well for Lucid. That's the opening, but they haven't pulled somebody yet.
Oh, how's that missed?
A little bit of an over-adjustment, including the headshot that came out.
It's a good shot from Execute, by the way. But B site, well and truly, Lucid Dreams now. They've had the chance a few times to get into B with the entries from Wannafly. Now finally they actually have the site and the bomb plant. Now, TYLOO's got a lot of money here, so of course they can go for the retake, but is it necessarily worth it at this point? Bentet spotted CBBK. I don't think you go for this as TYLOO. Not now. Time's too far gone. May as well save the guns.
This is straight out of Lucid Dreams, normal sort of playbook on Mirage. They very much like to throw those fakes in there a lot of the times that I've watched them on this map.
Execute going to try and make it as expensive as possible for the T side, and he's done a pretty good job of it so far. PTC should survive here. The shotgun all through the smoke, not connecting, but two players do go down for Lucid after the post plant. So it's a pretty costly round, actually, all things considered, for the T side.
It is. Fourth round on the board, though, and they've still got a lot of loss bonus to lean back on, even if they do lose this one. Over on the side of TYLOO, still pretty decent money. Some of them starting to get a little bit poorer, but probably no crazy cause for concern. Another A execute out of Lucid, but this time it's not going to be a fake for anything. They're going straight towards 8. TYLOO usually pretty good at shutting these ones down.
Yeah.
Summer very rarely gets caught in towards Ticket here. And Attacker very, very good at finding people through these jungle smokes and finding a pick on the T's crossing to the bomb site.
It was a good timing as well for his incendiary out Palace, just a pause for thought for Lucid Dream, and it allows a bit of extra time for TYLOO to get these rotates working. One of which is a big one from Execute going around through T-Spawn, a couple of trades coming backwards and forwards, and for now it's even. Another smoke will go down for somebody. Here comes the bomb plant. But what we're really waiting for is Execute to get lined up here in Palace. Somebody just trying to cause as much of a distraction as possible. Oof.
Execute's also the man with the utility, like a smoke for the bomb or something. So if he just does go down before he uses it, that could make this round harder for TYLOO as well.
It's a difficult spot to use the utility from as well, coming out Palace like this. But there goes the smoke down for Main, just to cover that angle off. Incendiary into jungle. QQ, though, does get the important frag onto Summer. Someone else is now going to have to get on the bomb sooner or later, but there's a hole in the smoke, and QQ should be able to win this round for Lucid, if not CBBK. And it'll be the latter. 8-5. Lucid now a bit of a resurgence in the first half.
Yep, but TYLOO can still buy.
Yeah.
I'd say job done for Lucid, though, on the T side so far. They've got the 5 rounds that they need. More than this, a 6th or a 7th. Then this game could get quite competitive, I think. I don't know if TYLOO's T side is that solid that they can really contest Lucid on the CT side consistently. I think that's a lot more of a 50-50 game.
Yeah. Well, we could still go to 10-5, which I think probably is enough for TYLOO. That said, a nice start. PTC. It's the opener with the AWP, but Summer on the site might do the damage for TYLOO, and he is able to. A couple of quick frags come out for him, and straight away we're back to equal numbers. Wannafly trying to be up to his usual tricks on the B-bomb site, but not this time.
Somebody's over it.
CBBK's done a good job, though, of clearing quite a number of angles on the A-bomb site. Just not able to clear enough, though. Summer will get the better of him. Long range, that aim duel with the AUG going to be favourable enough. Bomb plant obviously has to go down sometime for QQ, but he's got plenty of it to work with. Looks like he's going to commit now. That's Summer, so that's 1. Still 2 more to get, though, and somebody way too close on the bomb side. He had no idea where he was coming from. TYLOO will secure a pretty easy one, and the loss bonus for Lucid has actually been brought back a couple of rounds now, so they're still going to get a pretty good buy through.
Yep.
Better than I thought it was.
AWP thrown back over to Execute, so nice buy on buy. Very solid one for both teams to close out this half. We'll see if Lucid do surpass expectations and get the 6th on the board, or whether TYLOO will get their 10th round, and then the game is relatively even, and the next pistol will sort of dictate whether TYLOO is going to have a huge momentum on the T side, or whether Lucid can keep things very close. Like Lucid going for a fast cat split here. Bentet's in towards ladder though, and Execute's picking people on the cross of cat. No one even makes it up cat.
Yeah, too easy for Execute there. It's like a shooting gallery for him, really. And that round is over before it begins. 10-5 at the end of the half, Pilly. Good stuff, I think, from Lucid, but is it enough?
I guess we will find out. Next half, pistol going to be a pretty important one for Lucid to win to keep this game very close and competitive.
Well, things have been pretty good so far from TYLOO throughout today, Pilly. I'm pretty happy to say I'm still going to sit with that 2-0 for him. For now, I think we have to obviously wait and see whether or not Lucid Dream are going to make this more interesting than we expect it to be. Going to head into the break, but we will be back after this with the second half.
From the back roads to back streets, I see you foes trying to trap me, but I don't run like a track meet, even though I'm #1 like an athlete. And the way I maneuver around you and through you, I'm coming and I'm bound to pursue you. I'm everything that you knew of, plus more. What's in store is I'm about to get to you. Sleepless nights, better think this twice before you step to me and come and speak with strife. There's a lesson when you reach my life. It'll be chin-checking and I'll teach you right. Plenty tried, plenty failed. Too many times I've seen plenty bail. And there will be no surprise what I'm about to do when you are looking through my eyes. See many go, see many come. See that they won't bring it to me, son. Try me if you want, but won't be any fun. I'll take the challenge. I'll be anyone. I'm the one. I'll be quite clear. Bow down to no one. I'm right here. I get it in. I don't fight fair. And guess what? I'm your worst nightmare. Cause I ain't taking no losses. And I don't even care what the cost is. Are you prepared for the forces I'm about to bring? Cause I'm the boss of all bosses. I penetrate your thoughts and fill them with doubt. You gon' feel where I'm coming and feel what I'm about. If they come in with the drama, I'm wheeling them out. Cause I ain't about to have somebody here stealing my clout. I keep my friends close, enemies closer. Cause that's the way it is and the way it's supposed to be. Anybody can see there's only room for one, and that one is me. Plenty tried, plenty failed. Too many times I've seen plenty bail. And there will be no surprise what I'm about to do when you are looking through.
It was 10-5 at the end of the half. TYLOO leading this time. No more luck for Lucid Dream. They were up 11-4 on overpass. Couldn't get the job done there. Now, though, they move over onto the CT side, Pilly, and that is where they found a significant number of their rounds. And also, TYLOO on the T side did struggle yesterday against MVP here on Mirage. So maybe there is a story yet untold for us here in not only this map, but perhaps the rest of this series if Lucid, for some reason, can have a strong performance in this second half.
Could have been a one-off for TYLOO, though, you have to say. MVP is pretty much the only team in this region who's had their number on Mirage, so maybe they were kind of lacking for ideas after constantly not being able to sort of push it over the line against MVP on Mirage in particular, and were, for that reason, maybe a little flatter on the T side that they might be in this matchup in particular. We will find out.
We will indeed.
I think Lucid Dream need to grab themselves this pistol, because they need to get their economy off on the right foot, get themselves the AWP on PTC.
Certainly wouldn't hurt.
They need to keep this game nice and competitive. TYLOO get the pistol, they might just carry that momentum into the following gun round, and then Lucid Dream, and it's too much of a bridge to go across, really.
What have we got for TYLOO? Just the one smoke, couple of flashbangs on Execute. So it looks like it's just going to be more of an explosion out onto B than anything else. Not really an execute, so to speak. A lot of damage done, though, to TYLOO initially. The frag is coming out for Lucid as well. Unless we see a quick swing now for TYLOO, the round is well and truly over. Execute will drop after getting one, and that is just going to be too much for somebody to deal with. Lucid Dream, you said they needed the pistol. Well, they've got it now.
2 pistols for them. Could be a recipe for success against TYLOO on Mirage here. TYLOO going to take a save and then head into the gun round in the round following. Lucid Dream. 2 MP9s might give them a fair bit of cash to farm. TYLOO just going to go straight out A with these Glocks into Genius's site. And QQ.
Well, Genius is going to cop a bink, but it's really not going to be too scary for him at all. What I will say, though, is TYLOO have managed to get the bomb down. So, mission successful, really. No kills going over to the SMGs either for Lucid. So, look, it's not a bad round for Lucid by any stretch of the imagination. But I don't think TYLOO will be unhappy either with the proceedings. I wonder what Lucid wants to do here. Like, do they save a couple of these guns through? Like, do they keep the SMGs and the Scout?
Probably.
In which case...
I'm surprised Execute didn't go for the AWP here. He had money for it.
Yeah.
Maybe he feels like he needs the utility to set his teammates up as the in-game leader. 2 quick smokes into middle. 1 to window, 1 to cap. And it's going to be that 1-3-1. That's pretty classic from TYLOO. Nice flash from Bentet, and that's going to allow him to double up right at the start of the round.
Yeah.
And
he's done it himself.
yeah. Don't even need to head into the rest of this round. Somebody's doing his normal thing, putting pressure on B apartments. Bentet was going to go to unders and get set up to take connector control with attacker. And then you just have Summer lurking over towards A. It's the most stock standard default round from TYLOO. They didn't even really need to employ it. They didn't even need to go to the middle part of it because Bentet just grabs a double 5 seconds in.
It's worked well so far. Genius with the AUG is really playing with fire, sitting in a position like this. Those guys from Connector are going to be filtering through the smoke fairly shortly. Bentet on to lead the charge, and Genius gets the timing right. He rotates back just around the other side of Triple. But it's not going to help him out too much at all. Just way too many angles that he needs to be worried about. And into the bomb site goes TYLOO. Bomb plant's down. Round's over now, and the other AUG is lost as well. So for PTC, I mean, can try and do some damage here, I guess. But it was a wooden spoon prize. Best case scenario, TYLOO get there first in the second half now. And Lucid will buy through, but again, the buy is not going to be that great. Sure, they're going to have the guns, but utility definitely lacking.
Yep. PTC's got that AWP.
No defuse kit either for Lucid, so if the bomb plant does go down,
Yep, could be more
That's
difficult to come in for those retakes. You're 100% right. 1-3-1 setup, PTC in a very aggressive position, and losing that AWP and only getting a 1-for-1 onto somebody, probably not ideal.
No, definitely not. Now TYLOO also have mid control. So where do they go with this?
Well, they're just going to bide their time. Lucid Dream are going to go for the mid-round aggression. Could be punished by Attacker and Bentec.
Wow.
What a shot from CBBK. QQ peeks into underpass. They're going to be trying to trade this one back, Execute, but he gets sprayed down as well.
Made a meal of that, hasn't he? Really, as soon as he rolls around the corner, there's 3 players, and jeez. That's gone wrong for TYLOO.
That's something that Lucid Dream do very, very well on this map quite often. QQ from that connector, it's one of his better positions out of any map. The man does work, PTC in towards middle, and I would have to say CBBK is not usually a player that we say, oh man, this guy has to perform, but he's actually quite good from that short position at finding timings in the mid-round to come out with the rifle and find himself some picks in combination with QQ.
Yeah, a little disappointing how that's turned out for TYLOO. That, I think, is fair to say. Back again to mid. And Ted still controlling the underpass.
It's the same 1-3-1. Somebody towards the B apartments, Salmers towards the A apartments. They're going to slowly go for this connector control. Take their time. They don't have a whole lot of utility to do it with. That's the main problem here for TYLOO. So when they do use their utility, from Execute, he's got a flash molly. An Attacker, he's got himself a smoke for window, but that's it. Once they use that, if Bentec doesn't make it into a key position to give TYLOO a definitive advantage into this round, things are going to get a little rougher. It's going to be somebody in Bentec to meet up into underpass. The rest of TYLOO are going to make their way towards a ramp. Genius still has the Molotov to drop here in the late round. Smoke onto connector. Bentec's going to start to get himself up into that position. Somebody can still drop the smoke onto catwalk or window. Now it's going to be on Genius to find the right timing to drop this Molotov and be supported by PTC, who actually refreshes that connector smoke. Interesting positioning on that one.
Oh, great entry from Summer. Puts a lot more pressure now on PTC because he's going to have to be aware of the palace angle as well as main.
Yeah.
He just has to back away into CT spawn. There's nothing you can do about it. Retake is the play for Lucid. That might be a very good one. Bentec here should be a free frag for QQ and will be, but unfortunately for QQ, he didn't actually manage to get any more information, which is what he was really looking for. So it is still a 4v4. Somebody will lock down connector. The timing for CBBK. He'll save the life of Wannafly. Summer still putting in work, and Execute gets not quite a free one. CBBK doubles down, and it's an actual retake for Lucid Dream. I can't believe it. TYLOO, so many opportunities, so many chances that go begging there. Now Lucid go to 9.
Lucid did the classic. Run around the corner and shoot him in the head.
Yeah.
On the retake.
So easy when you say it like that.
That's the difference, though. I was going to highlight it earlier that TYLOO sort of shows with their T-side yesterday and then going up against Lucid here versus MVP. You talk about Genius getting picked off really early there and then PTC just has to fall away. If that was MVP, Zion buys enough time for PTC there to literally kill like 2 to 3 people.
Yeah.
That's what Zeta would have done. Whereas Genius doesn't quite play the role as effectively, which hinders PTC. But the retake up just as good there. Ooh, TYLOO.
Yeah, is this a dangerous round now for Lucid Dream? I think it might be. CBBK spots quite a few out, but TYLOO are already swarming onto the bomb site. Bomb plant's going to be difficult, of course, because Lucid have got those rotations across, but if the next frag goes the way of TYLOO, 3v3 still Genius, though. The bomb has actually gone into market, Pilly. So QQ wrapping in apartments here. He's going to get Execute, and Summer has a real job to do now.
I think they're very well aware of where he is. PTC must have spotted him on the cross. There you go. Posted on the angle. Good recovery there from Lucid. That was looking a bit scary.
Very scary.
But they have lost quite a few guns off the back of that one, which is going to hinder their economy a little bit.
Not this round, but, well, I mean, to an extent, yeah. But more so if this round goes the way of TYLOO, that's where we're going to really see the rewards of that last round.
And TYLOO, I mean, they got the entry cleanly into that A site last round, but their anti-retake, their post-plant, was just as weak as we saw against MVP. So it's a worrying side.
Jeez. What is Execute doing there?
The
Bunny hopping. Bouncy, bouncy, bouncy.
Yep, down he goes.
And he
He'll
was
be
out in the
bouncing
open.
no more.
Who's going to be the one to bring it back here for TYLOO? Not Attacker. I'm actually starting to get a little bit concerned for TYLOO.
Who are you going to call for them? They need some help.
They need Ghostbusters.
Maybe.
Wait,
Maybe a
wait. You
therapist, perhaps?
look at Lucid's logo, you know, that probably does fit quite aptly into Ghostbusters.
Maybe.
Wonderfly's going to have to get off the angle. Good flashbang, but CBBK not checked just yet. Going to deal with Wonderfly first. Somebody still hasn't spotted the player at Van. Still hasn't played. Like, all he had to do was turn around. If only he knew. Now Summer's in a 1v3 though. There's way too many players rotating across. Lucid, get another one. 11-11.
I'm ready to call it.
Yeah, I think so.
TYLOO, they're going to half buy into this one, which they were able to make competitive previously. But this T side is just... I don't know, man. I really don't. Their approach in general is like a pretty stock standard default approach, but it feels like they only have like 2 plays. Well, they have 3 plays really. They have the connector control into the A split, they have the A execute, and then they have a B execute. But like past that, there doesn't seem to be any other play from TYLOO really. There's no palace pops.
Utility goes out on both sides. This is not a scary round at all. Lucid cleaning it up easily. So for all the good work that TYLOO's done in terms of keeping that economy low, that's, I think, really been taken away from them now in that round and in the previous round. PTC's up to almost 10k before the buy. Well, a technical pause will come out here. I'm assuming it's TYLOO's. At this point, who else's would it be? Oh, lots of discussing needing to go on in the TYLOO camp.
Well, I feel like they need to mix things up a little bit more, because I feel like every time I watch TYLOO on this map on the T side, it's the same thing over and over again. It's just the connector control into the A split. It's the A set plays sometimes to mix things up off the back of somebody applying pressure with the utility towards the apartments. They'll turn that into a B execute. But
We
it
don't
feels
really
like
see,
I haven't
like-
seen anything else from TYLOO.
Yeah, there's no B split where they take control of short and then work their way through with that.
No fast palace pop. Here we go. They're going to try and throw this A execute.
Again.
We've seen this against MVP yesterday. Going to be Genius and TBBK to hold it down. QQ will be the closest rotator, who still has a bit of utility to hold on to.
Really is a sense of deja vu, isn't it? The flashbangs are decent, but CBBK won't be challenged in time. It'll fade. Good entry from Bentet. They haven't yet checked Genius, though. The bomb plant going down for Execute. Surely he doesn't get away with this one. He actually has got the bomb down, but Genius will punish. He gets the timing right. And now 2v3 for Lucid Dream on the retake. It is still a winnable scenario here for the T side. Somebody needs to get that frag cleanly, and he does. This might be the round for TYLOO, just to bring it back their way a little bit. 12-12 on the cards now, unless Wonderfly can secure the 2v1. He has spotted the gun barrel there of Summer. He may actually know where somebody is as well on that bomb plant. Making a bit of noise with the utility, but Defuse has to be stuck now, surely. And he's run out of time. Summer finishes it off. Good round from somebody. Really, he was the one that opened it for TYLOO, but I gotta say, it wasn't convincing enough for me to feel confident for TYLOO.
What really illustrates that round perfectly for TYLOO is like, as bad as the misplay was, there was just as good of a play to bring it back from somebody to make it okay again, kind of thing. And that's what I feel like when I watch TYLOO a whole lot of the time, you know? Like, they do something really wrong. Sometimes, like, they'll let that player survive and then, you know, or some misplay will happen or some lapse of communication, but then one of them is just good enough to make a play big enough to bring them straight back into it. Regardless, though, this is a round where both teams, they have pretty much no more money. They're both going to buy up into this one. TYLOO only had 1 alive at the end of that last one. Lucid Dream had about 5k on average. So this is going to be an important part of the half, because this is going to be the difference between both teams at 12-12. Who's going to make it to 13-14 and then put themselves in the driver's seat to close this game out?
Do you get the feeling, though, that when we get to like a really close scoreline here, that's where TYLOO's just going to kind of turn it on?
That's where Summer's going to get a 5K.
Yeah.
And they're going to be like, all right, Summer, good job. You can take a break now.
That's what I'm talking about. TYLOO 12-12. It's an important round. 2 entries go their way. CBBK to try and salvage the situation. Genius dancing on top of Ticket as well, and PTC actually pushes short. So we're back to a 3v3. This is still workable now for Lucid. TYLOO, for the good entries that they had, they really slowed down and gave Lucid that timing in the mid-round to actually make something happen. So we revert to actually a favorable situation for the CT side.
TYLOO going to make their way back towards B. Lost 3 players ever since that 5v3 they did have at one point in this round. It's a long way away now. PTC actually thinks someone snuck into market, so he's not going to be posted on the cross of apartments here.
It'll allow TYLOO out and probably allows the bomb down as well.
There's no crazy advanced positioning here for Lucid Dream. It's not like they've got anyone on the flank. PTC, what are you doing, mate? He's actually stopped the plot.
I don't know how that's happened. Summer's going to commit to this, but CBBK pushes on forward. Timing so critical here for both sides. If CBBK goes down early, Summer in a 1v1 can make it happen, but doesn't check the angle. And Lucid up to 13. Again, they have the round advantage.
TYLOO have a fair bit of loss bonus still built up, though.
Yeah.
So with that bomb plant, they can buy up again. Not going to have a whole lot of utility, but do they really need it? Debatable. I guess they will be the judge of that. And that was a little bit different from TYLOO. The fast one in towards connector. That was a change-up. Buys coming out. Like, not everyone has been given the memo. Bentet's actually the last one to buy when I'm pretty sure he's the one who should be calling the fact that... Oh no, Xcurit, sorry. Xcurit's the one to call whether they're buying.
Well, Bentet was the one that couldn't afford the obvious weapon. Like, everyone else had the ability to buy an AK.
Oh, he had an AK armor money, but he
No,
apparently...
he didn't.
Yeah, he did. He had 3.7.
Did he?
Exactly.
Oh, I thought he had less. Well, I guess he's gone for the utility. But... as you say, it doesn't really matter for TYLOO.
It's going to smoke into windows. Doesn't actually hit. So, it's going to be a big gap that TYLOO are going to need to use another smoke, and they've only got 2 to sort of, I guess, undo that mistake. TYLOO now creeping out underpass and towards A. 3 players on this bomb site. PTC is going to be over towards Ticket. QQ's covering that connector area from Triple, and Genius on the bomb side, as always, with a flash to hand. PTC could throw some banger counter flashes here for his teammates.
Well, somebody has gotten into... oh, just under the vent drop.
30 seconds. No room for error here for TYLOO.
We know that that doesn't tend to work out too nicely for them on the A bomb side. A 1-for-1. Doesn't fill me with too much confidence here for TYLOO. Bentet doesn't take the peek off the back of the flashbang, which probably would have given him the kill onto QQ, but now it all starts to fall apart for TYLOO. The numbers are not there. The positions are not there. The bomb plant is not there. And Summer's in a 1v1. Does actually have the ability to plant the bomb if he gets CBBK down early, but he can't now. The round's over. CBBK did well enough to survive, and we're at 14-12. Lucid Dream. They're keeping it alive here on Mirage.
I don't know if it's just me, Jordan, but everything about that round felt like hesitation from TYLOO.
Yeah, I don't disagree.
The speed at which they were buying right at the start of the round, the missed smoke, the 2 players taking their time to get out underpass and running the clock down to 30 seconds in a critical round where they need to be decisive. And even just the fact that they, again, what was it, man? Connector to A. Get that player in connector, try to come out A, you're getting picked by the AWP. Trying to cross to the site, people are getting picked off in key positions and the trades are not clean. It's the same thing as yesterday from TYLOO, unfortunately. And Lucid Dream, it's a real big opportunity for them to bring this into a 3rd map.
Yeah, it is looking like we're headed that direction, isn't it?
But
We said that a
TYLOO,
while ago.
they have enough loss bonus to buy up.
Yeah,
And they're going to go to A. Back towards A again. At this point, it kind of just feels like this is a scrim for TYLOO where they're practicing going to A.
Well, here we go again. Genius is not quite going to be checked well enough. That's well, pretty well done actually from Attacker, to be honest. PTC pushes the smoke, misses the shot. TYLOO, is that the chance that they needed? Well, perhaps the answer is no, because Xcurate can't really do too much with it. PTC doesn't actually spot Summer crossing to plant the bomb. The plant will just about go down, but look at how low TYLOO is. Surely they can't win it. Bentet's going to have to go absolutely hero mode to pull something off here. He'll get QQ pretty cheaply. Spots a few more players out. There's another kill for him. Maybe it's doable for Bentet. Damage here, and Bentet, the beast, is back. He's kept it alive for TYLOO. How has Lucid Dream let that happen?
Lucid Dream are broke. They have no loss bonus left. Wanna Fly broke. PTC double eco. Talk about the impact that a 1 versus 4 can have. You're down 14-12, and you break the other team's money to a double eco territory, which can secure you map points.
That just looks like he's on an aim map where you're like running through trying to kill all the Ts that pop up as you kill the next one. Or the CTs, I guess, in this instance. But, well, as you said, money low here for Lucid, and TYLOO, where is it going to be the second wind? Trade attempt from Summer gets a little bit messy here, and a bit scary indeed, as well as the repeat comes across from another CT. It's a 2v1 in Palace. He's going to back away. I can't believe we're even at this point. It should be 15-13 right now.
And that was the same thing against MVP yesterday, man. That Dust 2 round that Summer got all the kills in the 5-on-3. Like, TYLOO, they're qualifying for this Pro League, right? It's great, but like, are they going to get away with this kind of stuff when they go international?
No way!
It's just, it's ridiculous. This is not... I love watching the big plays, and I love TYLOO. They're one of my favorite teams to watch, but it just feels like they shouldn't be winning these games, you know? I feel like MVP, they had their opportunities to beat them yesterday.
Yeah.
I feel like that Bentet round is just a classic example of like, TYLOO shouldn't have lost this map. Mirage should be Lucid Dreams right now. And then that 1-on-4, and it breaks Lucid Dreams' money. And although TYLOO have looked pretty bad at taking anything on this T side, just the one play comes out from one of these TYLOO players, and here we are. They're about to win the map. And everyone on HLTV is going to be looking at it and go, yep, they won.
Yeah. It's a disservice to Lucid, isn't it? But they have no one to blame it themselves. It's a 4v1. You can't excuse losing it.
That's right. Yeah, you do have to say it. All right, last chance here for Lucid.
Well, is it though? Because they've run out of money anyway. Like, they've already lost their last chance as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, I agree.
If they win this round, okay, fair. They probably do the same thing to TYLOO as what was just happened to them, pulling off the impossible. But now it should be too far gone. Now it should be TYLOO's.
Yeah, you're right.
So it's just that pendulum swinging backwards and forwards. And right now it's swung to TYLOO.
They're playing pretty passively, waiting for a mistake to come out from Lucid. Somebody's applying pressure towards B apartments. Bentet's waiting for someone to push underpass. 2 players waiting for the mid push. And then some are waiting for the Palace push. They don't want any shenanigans to catch them off guard in this round. So far it looks like none will. TYLOO, after holding the extremities and doing some stuff for a while, they're going to go back towards the safe site. Gives a potential opportunity or an opening for PTC to push in the mid-round. He sits in the smoke in top mid, and he's not going to hear anything for a while. I think it's probably time. I mean, the flash as well will probably make him sit in the smoke a little longer. I think it's probably time for him to be pushing that.
Molotov goes through, which means QQ's going to have to move right into the crosshair of Bentet. Genius gets 2. Danger time maybe for TYLOO, but he can't get the reload off. Somebody good for the trade at least.
CBBK's got 2 flashes. There is 2 kits on these Lucid Dream players, so they can take their time. Bomb's not even down yet for TYLOO. They're going to slow this down in the mid-round.
That smoke's going to fade in CT.
One of like a boost in CT here. He could boost CBBK. He just wide peeks instead. What? Off the back of the flash, he peeks a little bit too early.
Oh, CBBK might still be able to win the round here if he can deny the bomb plant. No one's covering it just in time. They get there. 15's up for TYLOO. Money is cooked. It's absolutely shocking for Lucid.
Oh, there was a chance there,
There was
Jordan.
multiple.
There was an opportunity.
just like this entire map, there was an opportunity for Lucid, but it's slipped. It's gone. And worst case scenario now for TYLOO is overtime, which I suppose is probably not too fun for them, even considering what happened yesterday. But that aside, we may well be headed toward another 16-14 for TYLOO.
Which you have to say is, like, MVP didn't even struggle with Lucid Dream, man.
Yeah, it's probably not good enough for TYLOO to get 16-14, 16-14 wins over Lucid.
Don't think so.
But it's still enough for them to actually win this group and get that spot at Occitane.
Oh, they've got the spot, but they have not convinced me.
No. That's fair to say. Well, quick out into mid from TYLOO. They know there's not going to be much resistance from Lucid in this round.
Flash from B, back at B apartments, and it's going to be a double unders push, and somebody's ready for that.
It's always going to be tough, though, when someone's running up and down like that. So an AK actually does go over to Lucid, but another player will fall. It's PTC this time that goes down to Bentet.
CBBK is going to chuck a little crab walk into the A ramp there, so a key position from the man. QQ getting boosted up, could find an opening here for Lucid Dream.
Only able to get the first, execute an attacker, cleaned up short. And it is just CBBK now in the 1v3. And it is impossible. It is the impossible, if he pulls this off, to put Lucid through to the overtime. I will be very, very impressed indeed. Has to get execute first. Does that pretty nicely. Almost a second onto the player at bench very quickly after. And then it would have been doable. Now still it's a 2v1, Attacker and Summer. Holding on the bomb site, they're not going to take the peek here. There we go, double peek out from TYLOO.